Guys, Red Eye Dingbat here, and we are back with another episode of SCP Reading. Today, we are going to start with SCP-062, Quantum Computer. Let's get straight into it, shall we? SCP-62, Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-62 is stored in a dedicated containment cell at Site Blank, under clean room conditions. Any experimentation on SCP-62 must have prior permission from at least 2 Level 3 personnel, and must only be performed with independent power sources. SCP-62 must never be attached to an external network, and all data extracted from SCP-62 is to be stored on external non-volatile media until analyzed. Description: SCP-62 appears to be an unbranded personal desktop computer housed in an aluminium case of indeterminate manufacture. 062 is unusually heavy at approximately 24 kilograms and lacks manufacturing or branding labels of any kind. The word "information is freedom: SIC: were found scratched into the casing near the back, apparently with a key or similar object. Inspection of its interior has revealed that SCP-62 is empty except for a blank circuit board in place of where the motherboard of a standard personal computer would be. SCP-62 will not function unless the case is completely sealed, and attempts to open the case while it is operating causes it to shut down immediately. Despite this, SCP-62 operates as expected for a normal desktop computer, with the exception that its performance, operating system, contained data, and language appears to be different upon every activation. SCP-62 was discovered in the basement of the University of Blank Computer Science Laboratory by Redacted. An embedded Foundation agent seized the object and brought it to Site Blank, where it has since been contained. Addendum 62001. List of notable activation results. Date blank. Description: 062 appeared to be running Windows XP in Catalan. Analysis of contained data showed financial records for the redacted banking firm in France for the period of May 1963 to April 1987. These records are inconsistent with actual bank records procured by undercover Foundation agents. Date blank. Description: 062 appeared to be running Debian Linux in Latin. Contained data consisted of a library of audio recordings of over blank choral songs and hymns, of which blank are not found in any known collection or have never been performed. Date blank. Description: 062 appears to be running a version of Solaris in Portuguese. Contained data consisted of promotional and marketing material for Redacted, which appears to be a commercial spaceflight corporation that does not exist. Date blank. Description: 062 appears to be running an unknown operating system, visibly similar to OS/2, with an unknown language, later identified as a strong similarity to that of Voynich manuscript. Attempt at deciphering the contained data are ongoing. Date blank. Description: 062 appears to be running Apple OS X in what appears to be Akkadian cuneiform script. Contained data appears to be composed mainly of religious text and description of ritual and ceremonial procedures. Date blank. Description: redacted. Investigation is ongoing as to how the virus managed to compromise 3 workstations and 1 file server before 062 was forcefully shut down. All affected workstations have been isolated. So that was 062, a computer that does weird stuff. Okay? Now we're on to 063, World's Best Toothbrush. Item 063. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-63 is to be kept at all times within Dr. Blank's personal bathroom, located within the personal quarters of Site-19. Object is to be used as designed at least once every 24-hour period, or the object will begin to emit an unknown specialized radiation that results in objects and material within a 0.6 meter radius being slowly warped and eventually disintegrating into a fine dust. Radiation's effect on living test subjects has not been monitored. Description: SCP-63 appears to be an average, pale blue toothbrush. Stenciled along the sides of the object are the words, "The world's best toothbrush." The word toothbrush is spelled incorrectly, although whether this was accidental or a purposeful action by the creators of the object are unknown. 063 displays the ability to effortlessly clean any and all dead or inorganic matter. The focal point of this ability is being the bristles. However, matter touched by the bristles is not separated, such as by way of knife, but completely expunged from existence, leaving no trace whatsoever. This mode of operation is reminiscent of SCP-062, suggesting the two anomalies share a connection or were created by the same entity or entities. Additionally, subjects who have used 063 have claimed that the experience left their teeth feeling remarkably clean. In spite of his extraordinary abilities, lab analysis have discerned that 063 is completely made of common plastic. Addendum: SCP-63 was originally found in St. Petersburg on the person of blank, a thief working in the area using 063's abilities to crack safes. When questioned about the object, the subject professed ignorance, claiming that he had simply found the object one day. Questioning the subject continued until he took his own life. His reason for doing so is, as of yet, unknown. So, there you go. Now you know where the world's best toothbrush is. It's in Foundation Containment. So, now we're on to 064, the flawed von Neumann structure. Okay. SCP-64. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-64 is to be kept in a suitably remote area for observation. Current goals are to generate a geometric model of the object's behavioral pattern and to observe any changes in this pattern due to location and soil composition. Certain sites in the Gobi Desert and Australian outback, as well as a number of salt flats scattered across the globe, are under consideration for future testing. SCP-64's current location is classified to all personnel under Scrutiny Clearance and Security Clearance Level 3. Once growth is stopped, field teams are to document the structure's size, shape, and composition and remove the object for transport to a new site. Description: SCP-64 is a light brown earthenware brick composed primarily of silicon oxide and some organic matter. The object weighs 1.6 kilograms and measures some 10 centimeters by 6 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Its surface is smooth and flat, with some minor cosmetic chips. By and large, the object is visually similar to most solid bricks used in construction. When laying flat on a flat expanse of soft earth, SCP-64 will begin to multiply through an unknown mechanism. Close observation reveals the appearance of an irregular lattice of silicon fibers in the shape of the original object, which then fills and solidifies with a soil-based mixture until it retains the proper mass. This process may be similar to mycelial propagation in fungi, with microscopic root structures mining minerals from soil in the immediate vicinity. Under optimal conditions, soil composed at roughly 90% silicon dioxide, it takes approximately 70 minutes for one complete brick to appear. Given the large expanse of Earth to work with, SCP-64 produces a highly complex but theoretically stable freestanding brick structure, including floors and ceiling. Past observations indicate that this structure could attain the shape of a 12-pointed star over 10 kilometers in diameter and of considerable height. However, this is speculative, as growth stops permanently once the structure contacts a significant obstacle. Observed to include any solid object over 10 kilograms in mass. Structural integrity is very high, as bricks orientate themselves to be as level as possible and fit together almost perfectly. Interestingly, the structure's growth is tailored to a specific set of cardinal directions, with SCP-64 always being the northernmost brick on the lowest level. SCP-64 must be attached for growth to occur. Once SCP-64 is removed, the structure begins to decay, and all secondary bricks crumble to dust at a rate roughly equal to their rate of appearance. Replacing the object within 20 minutes halts this decay and allows growth to continue. Past this threshold, the process is irreversible. SCP-64 was found by chance in April of 2000 and blank. During satellite observation of an elevated plateau in the Andes Mountains, a camera operator noted that one structure was apparently growing. Extrapolating the object's approximate location from the structure's apparent direction of growth, which stopped during recovery, field teams located the object by differences in color between SCP-64 and its secondary bricks, which were high in iron oxides from the local soil. A full evacuation of the original site is underway in order to ascertain the object's cultural and technological origins. So, that was SCP-64. Lord von Neumann's structure. Now we are going on to SCP-65, Destroyed Organic Catalyst. Okay. SCP-65, Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. As SCP-65 cannot be moved, it has been contained on site and Site Blank has been established around it. Site Blank has been marked as a government research facility off limits to civilians, and unauthorized individuals attempting to gain access to the area will be detained, questioned, and administered Class A amnestics if deemed necessary by site security. An area 17 meters in radius around the center of SCP-65 has been designated the Red Zone. Personnel may not enter the Red Zone of SCP-65 at any time, and experimentation with SCP-65 may only be performed with prior approval from at least 2 Level 3 senior research staff. Personnel at high risk of cancer must not be assigned to Site Blank, and all Site Blank personnel must undergo mandatory monthly physical evaluations, including cancer screenings. Description: SCP-65 is a spherical region of space, approximately 12 meters in radius, located in a farm near Redacted. SCP-65 was formed by the destruction of an anomalous artifact on site by the Global Occult Coalition on blank. Immediately following this initial event, the radius of SCP-65 was estimated to have initially expanded to 108 meters in radius, resulting in the deaths of 11 GOC operatives and 5 civilians. Since containment by the Foundation, the effective radius of SCP-65 has shrunk to and remains stable at its current size. SCP-65 causes abnormal transfiguration of any living organism within its area of effect. These effects include, but are not limited to, regression of specialized cells to an unidentified stem state, spontaneous separation and fusion of undifferentiated cells, spontaneous necrosis of living tissue and remnants, reanimation of dead tissue, rapid genetic mutation of living tissue. These effects occur at a rate proportional to the mass and complexity of the organ. Plants and insects show few, if any, ill effects. Small animals will exhibit alterations following several days of exposure. Large animals will show harmful mutations within hours, and all human test subjects exposed to the Red Zone have been fatally altered within approximately 15 minutes of exposure. To date, all attempts to directly observing the center of SCP-65 has failed, as SCP-65 causes a form of extreme sensory confusion on all observers that extends to recording equipment. Affected personnel have reported highly distorted vision and hearing that persists for several hours and can result in severe dizziness and nausea. Addendum 65-1 Research Note: On blank, a robotic rover designed to use somatosensory rather than visual or acoustic navigation managed to reach the center of SCP-65 and retrieve several objects. When placed back together, these objects appear to be a shattered fragment of a stone figurine of Kokopili, a Native American fertility deity. Along with pre-incident data obtained from the Global Occult Coalition, it appears that this artifact has been used by the civilian family to boost the yield of their farm, and only came to the attention of the GOC when an investigation by the United States Department of Agriculture revealed genetic markers in their supposed organic crop consistent with those of genetically modified organism (GMO) crops. The GOC attempted an on-site destruction of the artifact, resulting in the creation of SCP-65. Following this incident, the GOC contacted a Foundation liaison and requested assistance in containing the resilient anomaly. Addendum 2. Attached document. The following document was recovered from the formerly civilian-owned house at Site Blank. John. I heard things aren't going so well back at home. I wish I could come back and help right now, but it's tough over here. Right now as well, and we're on the verge of some important discoveries. I know it's not much, but I found this during the tip. The man who gave it to me described it as a representation of what which is, and that which might be. Plant it by the cornfield, and hopefully it'll make ends meet. See you soon, G. And so that is SCP-65. Not really a lot to say about that one. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because why not? It's free. And anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, bye.